Vision Forward Association Dining in the Dark at Home. Thanks for joining us. The program will begin in just a few minutes. Thank you to our 2020 event partners, IBVI, Industries for the Blind and Visually Impaired, Beyond Vision. Thank you to the Bostrak family, Mitchell J. Marks, CPA, LLC, DentaQuest. Thank you to SVA Certified Public Accountants, Rick and Lisa Ruskowski, PNC, HR Sherpas, Cure MD, MGIC, Mortgage Guarantee Insurance Corporation, Hiller Ford. Thank you to Kathy and Mitch Marks, Barbara Stein, R&R Insurance, EY Ernst & Young, Air Technology Services, MSI General, E2 Retirement Consulting LLC, Johnson Financial Group, Terry and Michael Davis, Clements, the Sovey family. Thank you to our restaurant partners, Shully's Cuisine and Events, Mistral, the Stilt House. Vision Forward Association Dining in the Dark at Home. Thanks for joining us. The program will begin in just a few minutes. Thank you to our 2020 event partners, IBVI, Industries for the Blind and Visually Impaired, Beyond Vision. Thank you to the Bostrak family, Mitchell J. Marks, CPA, LLC, DentaQuest. Thank you to SVA Certified Public Accountants, Rick and Lisa Ruskowski, PNC, HR Sherpas, Cure MD, MGIC, Mortgage Guarantee Insurance Corporation, Hiller Ford. Thank you to Kathy and Mitch Marks, Barbara Stein, R&R Insurance, EY Ernst & Young, Air Technology Services, MSI General, E2 Retirement Consulting LLC, Johnson Financial Group, Terry and Michael Davis, Clements, the Sovey family. Thank you to our restaurant partners, Shully's Cuisine and Events, Mistral, the Stilt House. Vision Forward Association Dining in the Dark at Home. Thanks for joining us. The program will begin in just a few minutes. Thank you to our 2020 event partners, IBVI, Industries for the Blind and Visually Impaired, Beyond Vision. Thank you to the Bostrak family, Mitchell J. Marks, CPA, LLC, DentaQuest. Thank you to SVA Certified Public Accountants, Rick and Lisa Ruskowski, PNC, HR Sherpas, Cure MD, MGIC, Mortgage Guarantee Insurance Corporation, Hiller Ford. Thank you to Kathy and Mitch Marks, Barbara Stein, R&R Insurance, EY Ernst & Young, Air Technology Services, MSI General, E2 Retirement Consulting LLC, Johnson Financial Group, Terry and Michael Davis, Clements, the Sovey family. Thank you to our restaurant partners, Shully's Cuisine and Events, Mistral, the Stilt House.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Vision Forward's 12th annual Dining in the Dark fundraising event. A warm welcome to those new to Dining in the Dark. And for those of you that joined us in the past, thank you for safely joining us from your home this year. I'm Mark Baden, Chief Meteorologist at WISN 12 in Milwaukee. I'm very honored to have emceed this event for the past 8 years. This is a special event that I look forward to every year. I've got my blindfold is ready. I am ready to go. It's different. I know I'd love to be at Bacchus with you so we'd all have a wonderful meal together, but you're still going to have a wonderful meal. This is a really important night for me. It's a great time for me, whether I take my wife or one of my kids along, and it opens up your senses and it opens up your mind to someone that has vision impairment and kind of puts you in their shoes for a short period of time. So if this is your first time, it's going to be great. I hope next year we can be together again in person. But since we can't be together in the same room, please use the chat or comment box to ask questions, clap, or share your supportive comments. Whether you're joining us on YouTube Live or Facebook Live, we have people on the lookout for your comments and questions. Because we're virtual, we are delighted to have guests join us tonight from all over the country. Please go ahead and type in where you're dining from tonight. In light of Vision Forward's 100-year history, we're especially grateful to Josephine and Christine Zepp, the great-granddaughters of our founder, Adam Zepp, who are joining us tonight from California. Tonight, my wife Heather and I are going to enjoy curbside pickup from our favorite restaurant. We've got our daughters at home with us as well, just outside of Milwaukee. Before we get to tonight's inspiring short program, let's thank our generous event sponsors. Your commitment to Vision Forward mission makes an impact in the lives of hundreds of children, youth, and adults with vision loss every year. At home, clap your hands in thanks to our two luminary event partners, IBVI, Industries for the Blind and Visually Impaired, and Beyond Vision, and all of the event partners listed on the screen. Together, we make a bigger impact for the men, women, and children who deal with the daily challenge of blindness and vision impairment. Thank you for being leading examples in our community. A big round of applause. Tonight, our job is to inspire you with stories and experiences as you enjoy something to eat under blindfold in the comfort of your own home. Dining in the Dark is the largest annual fundraising event that Vision Forward holds. When you make a financial contribution, you make it possible for Vision Forward to say yes to more young children like McKinley. You'll hear more of her story in just a few minutes. Now let's get things started. I'd like to introduce you to Corey Ballard, Vision Forward's Director of Technology. Now, Corey, I'm bummed that my wife and I will not be able to sit with you and your lovely wife this year, but hopefully we can next year.
Thanks, Mark. My table just won't be the same without you this year. Hi, I'm Corey Ballard, the Director of Technology at Vision Forward. I've been with Vision Forward for over 15 years. And I lost my vision about 30 years ago due to detached retinas. This is Vision Forward's 12th year hosting our Dining in the Dark fundraising event. As somebody living with vision loss, this event is really personal to me. I understand the practical and emotional challenges that you face just a simple thing like sitting down for a meal. I also love this event because it really gives us an opportunity to use more than just words to describe some of those challenges. And we provide just a small first-person experience to what it's like sitting down and eating a meal with vision loss. We hear from so many of our clients that they just don't enjoy sitting down to a meal any longer. There's a lot of anxiety and overwhelming feelings, and you might share those this evening too, and that's okay. This evening is about a number of things. First, we want to talk about what it's like to experience something simple like dining with vision loss. But we also want to share the success and the positivity that comes from Vision Forward. This evening really is a celebration of success. On the surface, sitting down for a meal really seems like a simple task. But let me take a moment and explain a little bit what it's like for me sitting down to that same meal. I sit down and wonder immediately, where is my plate? Where's my fork? How many forks did they put? And what am I supposed to use which fork for what? Where's my wine glass? Is it a tippy wine glass? Do I have a soup bowl? Is there a candle on the table that I better be careful and not knock over? Is there shared food in the middle of the table, like a bread basket that the table can share? And if so, where is it? This is all just before the meal even comes, a lot of times before you even order your meal. And now the food's in front of you, it's been brought to you, and you think, I don't know what's on this plate. How can I figure out what's on this plate? Well, a tip for somebody under blindfold tonight is to use your utensils, use your fork to look around the plate and figure out what's there. But somebody brought you that food most likely, and it's a really good technique for sighted individuals to provide description of what's on the plate. And we recommend using the clock face method. Explain that the chicken is at 6 o'clock or your potatoes are at 12 o'clock. This gives the individual living with vision loss the opportunity to know what's on their plate and where it is on their plate, making it easier to dine. Looking for your glass can also be sometimes difficult to do, and that's why we recommend to keep your hand close to the table and move slow as you're looking for your things. And when you identify where utensils and where glasses are, remember where those are so you can come back to them. Also remember that this evening you are temporarily under blindfold, and you have the opportunity to remove that blindfold. But before you remove that blindfold, I want you to really take a step back. And again, I want you to take this evening seriously. I want you to remember Vision Forward's mission and why we've held this event this evening. I know how powerful this event can be. I remember years ago going to my first Dining in the Dark, and with my wife of about 5 years joined me. And I remember the drive home. She's sighted, she was doing the driving. And we were talking about the experience. And for me, it wasn't anything different. And for her, I remember her telling me, you know, we've been together, Corey, for 5 years. I thought I knew what it was like for someone with vision loss. But when she put on that blindfold and began that meal, it changed her. It affected her. She realized how much she really didn't know and realized how challenging things can be. And so thinking of that experience and how powerful it was for her is why Vision Forward holds this event. And it's what we hope that you share this evening. Up next, we would like the Sovey family to talk about their daughter McKinley and her story and journey with vision loss.
I am Parker Sovey, and I'm Riker and McKinley's dad.
My name's Julie Sovey, and I am their mom. And our daughter McKinley Sovey has Leber congenital amaurosis. It is a genetic retinal disease that is associated with severe visual impairment at birth, which typically progresses to complete blindness throughout life. My initial instinct was very negative. I focused solely on all of the things that she would not do, and it was really hard for me to look towards a bright future for her. I didn't know anything about vision loss. I didn't know anything about raising a child with vision loss. Everything that I knew about raising a baby suddenly was going to have to be altered to accommodate all of McKinley's special needs and teaching her to do things in a completely different way than what I was used to.
When you find out you've got a daughter with issues like this, or diagnosis like this,
and possibly limited time.
Yep.
We thought maybe at one point.
Really kind of refocuses your priorities.
When we got McKinley's diagnosis of LCA when she was about 1.5 years, we were aware that there were treatments in the trial phase at that time. So the first question I asked when we got her diagnosis was, is this one of the affected genes that they're currently working on trials? And she told me that she was happy to share that it's the one that they were furthest along in. So that getting her diagnosis and the hope of a treatment all in one phone call was super overwhelming, but it was one of the happiest phone calls I've ever gotten. So Obviously, as soon as that happened, wait, take a minute. When we learned that there was a significant visual impairment, but there was nothing that they could tell us at that time. More tests needed to be done, but they gave us a pamphlet for Vision Forward, and we contacted them. I started to feel hopeful about McKinley's future. We learned all of these success stories about people with vision loss, all of the amazing accommodations that Vision Forward provides to give kids a bright future. And it was the first time that I started to let go of some of those negative feelings that I had and start looking towards all of the great things that she will still be able to do. She just became a more confident kid throughout her time at Vision Forward. She met and exceeded so many goals. She started doing things that we never thought that she would be able to do. When you have a child with special needs, you focus so much on those little victories. Any step towards independence is huge for a parent that has a child with vision loss. And I was always amazed with how Vision Forward was able to take this whole group of kids with one thing in common, and that was vision loss, but add in all these other special accommodations and different disabilities. And the teachers and the therapists at Vision Forward are somehow able to accommodate every single kid's unique needs and just help them thrive and get them ready to transition to whatever school they're going on to after they leave Vision Forward. I hope that in the future, McKinley is independent. I hope that she's just as happy and confident as she is now. And I truly believe she's going to do something amazing.
Can you say thank you, everyone? Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Julie and Parker, for generously sharing your story. You inspire me with your recognition of the potential and capabilities of all our children. What a wonderful daughter you have in McKinley. And you're right, McKinley's potential has no limits. Hi, I'm Terry Davis, and I'm proud to be the Executive Director here at Vision Forward. My colleagues and I have the privilege of witnessing firsthand the amazing accomplishments of people with vision loss every single day. Yes, even during this pandemic, with so many of us spending time at home. Currently, we have staff working with people of all ages through a wide variety of formats, both in person and virtual. I'm so honored to work along such a creative and hardworking team. They know vision impairment doesn't stop just because we have a health pandemic. Over the past few weeks and here this evening, you've been hearing from some very special people. You've hopefully learned what we know. Appropriate tools and training make their possibilities endless. Our highly skilled staff understand that what people can do is far more important than what they can't do. For children like McKinley, early intervention services are key. All children, all people deserve the opportunities to reach their full potential to lead active and independent lives. I hope you agree. As children like McKinley head off to school, Vision Forward is providing additional opportunities for services that will help them throughout their lives. This year, it will take nearly $3 million to fully fund the Vision Forward mission. That allows us to meet the needs of children and adults of all ages who come to Vision Forward for help, many who pay on a sliding fee scale. So what does that money do? A gift to Vision Forward helps McKinley and other children like her access the vital components of support that allow them to confidently and successfully live their lives. Our programs and services are provided by skilled professionals, specially trained to guide people through the fear and anxiety that often accompany a diagnosis of vision loss. After revenue from our programs and other sources, We have a funding gap of $1.2 million. This year, to date, we've received nearly $650,000 to close that funding gap so we can do important, life-changing work. Yes, we have more to do to close that gap. For a child like McKinley, it takes about $270 a week to help her adapt to the world around her, which seems like a small price to pay to change a child's life for the better, forever. As we've heard from each of the guest speakers over the past few weeks, and especially McKinley's parents, it takes courage, patience, and love to move past the fear and frustration of vision loss. At Vision Forward, we want to know we must be there when the next person experiences vision loss. Thank you for taking the time to dine in the dark with us this evening. I hope we've inspired you with our stories of how others are navigating through each day with growing confidence. I'm so grateful for your partnership and presence here this evening. It's only together that we can make a better impact. Thank you. And it's a great honor for me now to turn it over to one of our board members.
Good evening. My name is David Lobo, and I'm a member of Vision Forward's board of directors. I am so inspired by the Sobey family. Like many of you, I'm also a parent, and I can just relate to the emotional roller coaster that this family has been on since the beginning of little McKinley's vision loss journey. My wife Susan and I have one son, Alexander. Alex has no vision issues except for his prescription glasses, but I do. I have a condition called Stargardt's disease. It's an inherited retinal disorder, and I got Stargardt's when I was 16, so I've pretty much had it for all my life. I will tell you that there were times which were very challenging, and simple things threw up mountain ranges for me where people with normal sight would just see plains. Tonight I have the honor of inviting you to make a financial contribution with me that will support the important work that Vision Forward does. But first, I'd like to make an exciting announcement. We have a special group of partners who have made a contribution of a total of $55,000. And it's our challenge tonight to match or even exceed that number. If we do so, we will have raised more than any Dining in the Dark event in our history. As Terry already told you, Vision Forward has an annual funding gap of $1.2 million. You have two options to make a contribution. You could either make a single contribution today of an amount that is significant to you, or you could choose to be a monthly donor for an amount that suits your budget. On the screen now, you will see some examples of what your financial contribution can do. For $25, we can buy Braille and large print books that will help our children's program for kids like McKinley. For $600, we could buy an electronic magnifier that would help someone with significant vision loss read written materials as well as see objects. And for a gift of $1,200, we could help pay for the annual cost of the services that would help one adult learn the skills of daily living with vision loss. Gifts of every amount matter. With more, we can do more. Please make your contribution now. We've just uploaded the link in the chat box. You could either click on it or copy it and paste it in your browser. We choose the theme Dining in the Dark to give you the opportunity to explore a journey of your senses while you imagine what it would be like if dining in darkness was your everyday reality. Whatever you choose as your contribution tonight, On behalf of Team Vision Forward and my fellow board members, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I would like now to hand it over to Mark Baden to wrap things up this evening. Thank you.
Wow, that was absolutely fantastic. Now, I wasn't quite sure how this virtual event would work, but I think it has. My family and I are inspired by McKinley's family and her courage. I hope that you were too. Now, at our house, we've been listening and attempting to eat our meal as we wear our blindfolds. Although it's different, takes some getting used to, we're enjoying our meal together and definitely have a heightened awareness of the meaning of this event. We have deep respect for those of you living with vision impairment. If you haven't yet put your blindfold on, we hope that you take some time once we sign off to get the full Dining in the Dark experience, even if it's just for a few minutes. If you've never worn a blindfold while eating, tonight's the night to experience what thousands of people learn to do because of their gradual or sudden vision loss. Thank you to the team at Vision Forward for holding this event despite the pandemic. It was important for us to get together and gather this evening. Life and its challenges continue, whether we're together or not. Just as we heard from McKinley's parents, if you haven't yet made your financial contribution, I hope you'll join me and my family in your support of Vision Forward. You can make your gift tonight on Vision Forward's website at www.visionforward, that's vision-forward.org/donate. I look forward to seeing your photos and comments on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much for having me. I hope that we can get together in person next year and have a wonderful night. Enjoy your meal.